What's good, world? It's your boy Retro. In case you ain't know, now you know. Big CEO. This is a special episode of the Juice Box, Midwest Juice Box TV. I got two special guests in the building with us, man. Let them know who y'all is.
I go by 808.
I go by Xavier Stone.
Xavier Stone and 808 in the building, ladies and gentlemen. So, I heard y'all got some y'all been working on. What's the sauce? What's the tea? Ain't that what the females be saying? What's the tea? What y'all got for me, man? What y'all got?
Yeah. So me and 808, we're finna drop a collaboration album. It's me and him. We've been working on it for a few years together. It's no features on the album. It's literally just me and Eight throughout the whole album. We worked on it literally in house. Like I'd pull up to the crib and we would cook up maybe a beat. He would do his verse freestyle because he freestyles everything. And then I'd hop on my shit. And then so that's how every song was made. It's coming soon. We're calling it the Twins, and we're excited because uh, I'm a twin and 808 is a twin too. So that's why we're calling it that. So be on the lookout, y'all.
He said the twins, y'all. The twins. Yo, y'all know what that just made me think of? Don Tripp and Starlito. I really just, as soon as you said that, I thought about Step Brothers. Matter of fact, if y'all see this nigga, we waiting on the next Step Brothers. What is it, 4? We waiting on that Step Brothers 4. Bring that. But let me ask y'all. So, what is y'all favorite track on the album right now?
I would say mine is Pink Toes. It just has a good party feel and energetic. And that was one of the first times I saw Jeffrey like really getting his bag, like turn up, like really turn the fuck up for real, for real. This dude, he really like he's been evolving. I've watched him evolve in his style for what about 4 years now. So yeah, man. And we recorded that song probably about 2 years back. So I just watched him do that one, and it's still a standout track on the album to this day.
Okay, okay.
When I listen to the album every day, in the days leading up to the release, I'm for real. I think my favorite song is "Couldn't Wait to Get You Home." Like I'm listening to the album, and I don't want to give away too much about the album, but there's a point in the album where it's he does a track and then I do a track, and I'm fucking with his solo track on the album crazy. That "Couldn't Wait to Get You Home." Y'all gonna hear that? Shit's hard.
Yeah, man, y'all got me waiting. I can't wait. So, you said Pink Toes. You talking about them white girls, them Europeans? You talking about them Europeans, man? He said he like them pink toes. Ooh, that's first of all, that sound like that's a smacker right there. Is that one of the lines in the song? See, see, that's the come on now, right there, man, right there. So my next question for y'all is, what was y'all thought process in like creating the songs? Not necessarily the songs that you like, but like the entire project. Like what mindset did you have and what mindset did you come into it with? Because you could have came into it with a different mindset than the one that you had when you were writing it. So who
Um, for the most part, I was really just following um Xavier's lead because this whole album was really his idea. And basically I had songs that, I would show him, he'd be like, you know what, I like that. Or he'd come in with, intentions of a record. And before I knew it, he just played me this, and we had all these songs gathered together that were very well put together, and it really surprised me because I just keep my head down and keep working, and he told me he was working on this a couple years ago, and now we here and we finally got a nice solid piece of work, and I'm surprised myself, I it's one of my favorite albums at this moment right now. Like I can genuinely say that I'm a music lover. How about you?
Hey, so I mean, that's why I wanted you to answer first because like that was a great question, Retro. Like whenever you see two artists working on an album together, you wonder like whose idea was it? Like who made that approach? And you're right. That's why I wanted you to answer and see what you had to say because that's what I was finna say too. Is like I think we had worked on music for a few years and we got to a point where it was like shit. I'm looking at my thing and I'm like, damn, we got like 6, 7 songs together, put a fucking album together. Let's just get the concepts out and do a few more tracks, and then it'll be complete. And then do all this little fun shit like we doing right now, and then it's really gonna feel like an album. So that's literally how it happened. A would have a track or I would have a track, come into the studio and we hop on that bitch together. So that's how every song was made for real.
That sound like magic, man. That sound like magic. So, off topic. Let me ask y'all a question. Top five, dead or alive. Now, we're not just doing mainstream. We can go underground. We can go local, state, city, country, whatever the fuck. Top five.
I want to hear what you got.
Okay. I'm gonna try not to put a lot of thought into it because I could take a while to answer the question, but top five, and you said it can be genreless, like any type of man. I mean, you got to say Michael Jackson. He's probably number one on the list before
Virgo season. Shout out all the Virgos.
and then he's Indiana too. That's an Indiana man right there. So, gotta say Michael. Um, and then I'd say I want to go Ye, Kanye West. Let's not talk about all the shit he's been involved in. Let's just talk about his music. That man's one of the greatest musicians, artists we've seen in rap. So yeah, Michael, Ye, um, yeah, both of them, yeah. Um, Shit, I want to say my third one would probably be Drake. Just for what he's done, just for what he's done in the industry, and I mean, the man makes great music too. His team, like seeing what he's done with the OVO, it's been the same squad the whole time. Like that's hard. So Drake probably is my number three, and then four. I mean, shit, man. I don't know. I'd say maybe Tupac or Biggie. Personally, when people have that debate, personally, me, I think I like Biggie better. I think he just had a way with the lyrics and storytelling. Biggie and Tupac, I'd say that's my four, and then my fifth one would probably be I don't know, man. I think just for how iconic she is, Beyonce. I think what she does visually, and then with her shows and her longevity. I mean, we can't say B isn't. And then when you say B, J's in there too. So I combined my fourth and my fifth one. I said Tupac and Biggie, and I said J and B. So that's my top five right there.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. I definitely do.
A lot of people wasn't doing what she was doing, what she came out doing as a solo female black artist, even down to the music, down to the dancing. Just she perfected all of that, even down to the management, the executive production. She really perfected, a 10 out of 10 score when it comes down to entertainment in the music industry, in my opinion. That's why I feel like sometimes when people are just so good and they broke the ceiling, that they just make it look easy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's where sometimes we can say overrated sometimes. Cause I mean, shoot, essentially she is. You can't rate her, man. She's over. She's broke the chart. She is overrated. But yeah, that's my idea. But back to the top five. As you was talking about your top five, I was thinking about mine, man. I would say I'm gonna count it down. I'm gonna count down my top five. So number five, I would have to say J. Cole because I feel like I'm a big hip hop fan. He dropped the greatest hip hop album of all time, in my opinion, 2014. That's just the greatest.
Forest Hill,
That's in
man.
my opinion. That's the greatest because you got Nas. You got the blueprints. You even got To Pimp Butterfly. But when it comes down to real, true hip hop, J. Cole did it better than anybody has ever done. He brought back that essence of like a Rakim or KRS-One or it really goes back. So he gave that's why I say J. Cole is my number five. And plus he's a producer. Um,
He did produce on To Pimp a Butterfly.
he did. Yep.
He produced on what was the other album after that? The ADHD.
Yeah.
Yep. Like,
Yeah, he's produced quite a bit. He just produced a song for Lil Uzi
yep.
with Mike Will Made It. Yep, he produced one of my favorite Mac Miller songs. Like, um, he did it on Tiny Desk. No, is it? I think it might be. But okay,
He
that's
produced
and
a
Mac
couple
Miller's
of
a
them.
producer as well.
Yeah, because
So
Mac produced for Wiz and Wiz produced for Mac.
exactly. So yeah, I'm a producer. I'm a producer rapper. So that's why I put J Cole at my number five. So since I put him on my number five, I got some real legendary people coming back up. Okay, my number four would be Bob Marley
Oh, yeah, man.
because he really kicked off this whole hip hop movement with the hippie movement, reggae. So I feel like hip hop wouldn't have its essence that I mean, even Cool Herc, DJ Cool Herc, who is the inventor of hip hop, he's Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I gotta go with Bob Marley. Um, my number three, my number three would be Kanye West because just overall he's just so influential in music today. And I'm a hip hop head. I love R&B and hip hop. I wish I could give y'all a different genre, but that's who I listen to. He's got the elements of rock, hip hop, R&B, just even he even has classical music in his. He's become a master of
Gospel.
all music. Okay, and then I would have to go with my number two. These two is fighting right here. My last two. Fuck. Would be Quincy Jones.
Oh, see, okay, you went there. You went
Because
there.
Quincy Jones, he's a producer, but he goes back. This man went to he went to France and studied how to even write music. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, he's the greatest producer of all time because he's produced songs from Frank Sinatra, who was the original king of pop before Elvis. He produced stuff for Frank Sinatra all the way down to Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to putting people like Will Smith on, who changed the way we dress today. You know what I'm saying? A big part of hip hop. And then my number one will be Michael Jackson. I just have to because he perfected pop. He perfected music. He perfected entertainment, and there will be nobody who's done it better than him. It just won't. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it goes for me. He's the true king of music. Of pop, blues, rock, and modern day R&B, disco. It's Michael Jackson. You don't get no better than that. So that's my top five right there.
Okay, okay. Ooh, that's tough. Y'all had me thinking about my top five. Like,
Shoot, what's your top five?
all right, so fifth spot, I'm gonna have to give it up to J. Cole and Kendrick, cause them two really are, like y'all said, they are big influences of this generation. Not to even mention, like, as a producer as well and an artist, these motherfuckers set the tone for a lot of shit. Then it's like J. Cole made me a fan with the Friday Lights mixtape. That made me a fan. Then Kendrick made me a fan cause everybody was bumping swimming pools and shit like that. I'm like, nah, let me go hear some old shit. Section 80? Section 80? I'm like, oh my, who is this man? Then it was like, okay, now you made me a fan, bro. So them two definitely will hold the number five spot. Number four, I'm gonna have to give number four to MJ, Michael Jackson. Got to. R.I.P. the great late Michael Jackson. But see, I'm gonna have to also give that number four with Michael and Prince. You feel me? Cause you can't forget about Prince. Prince, yeah, Prince did his shit too. Like, if I'm gonna have to go back a little older, I'm a big Temptations fan. So I definitely gotta.
They were just in Fort Wayne.
Man,
Yeah, at
what?
the quad, bro.
Oh yeah, I think I remember
Yeah, at
seeing
the
that
quad.
too. I think I remember seeing that. Papa was a Rolling Stone. That was my shit. Um, where I'm at three. I'm at three. Number three. Three. Number three. I'd have to say. Oh, that's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. Um, Adele. I'm a big Adele fan. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That woman can blow. She can blow. And it's like, I know outside of just singing, like performing, she's actually writing. But I mean, I might have to get that spot alongside from Adele, like also slash give it to what's his name? Leon Thompson. Can't sleep on, bro. First of all, this man Leon Thompson, like, not only did he write all the shits from our childhood of Nickelodeon and Disney, but coming up, this man wrote for Usher, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Beyonce, Ariana like Ari Lennox, Ari Grande, like this man wrote for everybody, man. Yeah, he even wrote for Drake. So like that man is really slept on. Like I've been peeped him when he was on Nickelodeon for some shit. Like when I think me and him the same age. We both 95, baby. So it's like I think me and him the same age. Was like I've been peeped, bro. I've been peeped, bro. I may be wrong on the age part, but two, pick two. I'ma definitely have to give it to Ye and Hove. Yeah, cause yeah, like they really do. Now number one is so hard. Like I really don't know how to put number one because I it's Biggie, Pac. Then we got attached from that. Like we got to go up another little era. We got Ludacris, Ti, Gucci. Coming up a little bit more, we got Drake, Nicki, B.O.B. Shit, even DMX. Like it's hard, so I can't really just scratch my top five, y'all. Scratch my top five. Scratch it. Um, so back on topic, right? Tell us about y'all as artists. Like, what is different about y'all from every other artist that makes you stand out? But also tell us what brings y'all together with good chemistry to produce this album or other tracks that y'all may have done.
Oh, that's a great question, man. I think every artist does that. We try and make ourselves different, stand out in some way, shape, or form. Um, but for me, like when I first started, doing music, I was big on production. And before I wanted to hop on a song and make a hot verse, I wanted to make a hot beat. Like that was what was first for me. So I spent a lot of time just in the programs trying to figure out how to be a good producer first. And then with time came, working on writing and being a better vocal artist too. But at the root of it, it came production. Niggas used to beatbox and try and remake the beats. Like replicate the sounds that we be hearing and shit. So that's where it started for me. It was like just inspiration from the niggas we be listening to, and then me trying to just find my own lane in that. And as y'all know, 808 is a producer, engineer, everything, Swiss Army knife. So literally, like when we started working together, I saw how particular he is about production too, and I think that we spend our time on that when we make tracks together. So it just kind of clicked that way. And when you have two people who think the same with the same mentality, it makes the music come natural. So
I feel that. I feel that.
I'd say for me, um, it started with me, just being young, um, being trying to figure out how these people were making these songs. Like I would watch music videos and I would think I was young. I would think they singing it every single time, like that the video comes on. I'm like, but dang, how do they do the runovers and all of that in the background? And so I started becoming infatuated with recording music, just the process, and just naturally, my favorite people I would look up to was Pharrell, Timbaland, Kanye, and it just kind of I started realizing, oh, these dudes is making the beats too, and I started realizing that's why the music sounds a lot more personal, because these guys are crafting it from top to bottom. So I just got into making beats and just started recording on top of them. And really, my big brother, he had a studio, and he went off to college and left me with his studio. So I would just be in the house all day cooking up. My mom even tried to kick me out the house. Um, and don't be doing no sound bites either, cause I did a freaking interview and I said my mom tried to kick me out the house to, you know, yeah. And the dude he clipped it up to make it seem like I got kicked out the house and shit. It's like,
Damn.
no, she kicked me out because I was making too much music. She wanted me to get out the crib. That's it. So don't get me wrong. I love my mom. She never tried to kick me out. But yeah, and just over time, I just stuck with the music. I tried football, I tried this and that, but over time, the music is just what stuck out and what really stuck with me. So that's pretty much where I get my influences. Just the whole rapper producer era. So yeah.
I feel that. I feel that. I went through the same thing. Like I went back and forth from football, music, basketball, music, wrestling, music. But I always just came back to music because that's where my calling is. Like I'm musically inclined all the way through. Like I play the electric bass. I'm an all around percussionist. Drums. I already said that with percussion. Saxophone, clarinet, flute. Like I learned shit, bro. So like I'm an all around musician. I know how to write music, compose music, like play, read music. Like I'm all around. Like bro, like anybody that went to school with me from I would say fifth grade year all the way up into high school, I was that nigga for music.
I was like a freshman or something. They decided to get me a new little home studio, because I was using some little bullshit at first. So my grandpa went ahead and got me some nice good equipment, and I took that equipment and ran with it. I was using that shit for at least 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And traded that shit in, got some new shit, and did it again. Now I'm to like some crazy shit right now. I just took that and just kept flipping that, and now I'm really using some good ass equipment. But that was my inspiration, my mom and my pops for sure.
Okay, okay, I feel that. I feel that.
Man, to go on what y'all were saying earlier, like, you went from football to this to that, same way with me. Like, I was playing basketball, football, soccer, like trying it all. I had great coaches, great teammates through all of those experiences that taught me life lessons, how to be a teammate, how to be a leader when you need to be, how to just play your role, you know. And y'all know in this music industry, man, like a lot of niggas don't know how to just like be cool. Like they walk in a room and they think like everything maybe's got to cater to them, or like they hop in a song with you and they're like, "Oh, I gotta bump you." Like some people don't know how to just be a part of a team or a part of a process to make something good come out. So I always say that like my experiences in sports, basketball, some of those athletes, that have that just strong-willed mentality. Um, are the reason that I think I'm able to stay level headed through the music industry. Because there's a lot of bullshit, y'all know. Like, there's a lot of bullshit just with the personalities. So, yeah, any athlete you can think of, Kobe, Bron, Michael Jordan, just that mentality of like, look, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm going to feel like I'm one of the best while I'm doing it. And I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to do studies on the people who were before me and honor them. And I'm going to do my thing and leave my mark too. So I always kind of looked at music, and they do go hand in hand, music, entertainment, sports. Like, so yeah, I'd say. And then obviously, brother, sister, mom, dad, the music they would play and shit too. So but definitely sports background for sure.
All right, so my final question for y'all is, y'all want to give any special shout outs? Let them know where they can find y'all, uh, and what y'all got coming out besides this album. Like, let the world know. Let them know. They waiting for it. They ready. Let them know.
Yeah. I think I said in my solo interview, like, special thanks to 808, first of all. Like, I don't think you heard it yet, 8, but yeah, I gave you a special shout out because, bro, like, for real, like, the 4 or 5 years we've known each other, it's been nothing but work and, like, professionalism and just camaraderie, like we really did become twin brothers through this whole thing, like, like um and you got a lot going on in your life, so like for you to open up the time and come and see me, and let me come to your space and like work the way we have, like I couldn't thank you enough. Like you fit me in your schedule, so I really appreciate you for that, and you took my music, to that next plateau that I was trying to go to, like just in terms of like seeing how you do it, and then I'm picking up game and I'm learning on myself. I'm like, okay, shit, like I've been doing this, I've been doing that, like I can consolidate a little bit, make shit smoother. And you were there for me as an artist, so I couldn't thank you enough for me to be where I'm at now. Like I think you have a huge role in that. Um, and okay. Damn. Okay. Yeah.
Um, Special thanks to you as well. Back at you. Um, you definitely spearheaded this project that we're working on, and I'm just glad to be a part of it for real, for real. And anytime. Also, special thanks to my babies and my family. My baby girls is they give me the energy and the fuel for everything I do. Special thanks to God, most importantly. None of us would be here, if it wasn't for God. You know, in particular Jesus Christ, so we don't get that mixed up. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, special thanks. Oh, and special thanks to you, brother, for doing this for us last minute. You know what I'm saying? Special thanks to you, man. I love the questions that you have for us. It was great. I had a good time.
I'm glad y'all had a good time. I'm glad y'all came to the Juice Box with your boy. We finna get up out of here. It's your boy Retro. In case you ain't know, now you know, big CEO. I'm here with 808 Xavier Stone. We out. Peace, love, hair grease. Yo.